wind slices across the African sky, awakening the grass, the dust, and the silent souls waiting for their turn to survive. Beneath an ancient tree stands an African porcupine. It is no predator, yet it refuses to live as prey. Short, heavy legs carry it forward, steady through swarms of ants and the heat rising from the earth. Across its back, hundreds of quills stand tall, catching the first light like the polished blades of a tiny warrior. It lifts its head, high above. A white eagle's nest glimmers among the dry golden leaves. The ancient tree towers so high that its shadow blankets the ground below. The porcupine begins to climb, tiny claws gripping into the cracks of the bark. The wind howls through the branches, shaking loose a few dry leaves. At last, it reaches the top. 6 large ivory-white eggs rest in a nest of twigs and feathers. They radiate a gentle warmth, the warmth of life waiting to be born. But for a starving wanderer, that warmth is also the scent of a feast. The porcupine sniffs, then bites. The shell cracks. Golden yolk spills out, gleaming under the early sunday. It eats greedily, fast, desperate as if it knows this calm won't last. A piercing cry shatters the air. A white shadow cuts through the sky. The mother eagle has returned, wings spread wide, casting darkness across the treetop. She dives like lightning, talons extended, and in an instant, the porcupine's world explodes. The first strike hits like thunder. Branches snap. The nest trembles. The porcupine curls tight, every quill raised. The eagle slashes again, circling, beating her wings until dust and feathers whirl into a storm. Then she dives once more, but this time, the porcupine springs upward, its quills piercing deep into the eagle's chest. A shrill scream echoes through the sky. The great bird staggers upward, wings flailing, leaving behind a trail of white feathers that drift down like snow. The porcupine tumbles from the nest, rolling through branches until it lands with a heavy thud on the dry grass below. It gasps for breath, alive. The small has defied the sky. A short rain has just passed, leaving behind the scent of damp earth, mildew, and faint traces of old blood on the wet grass. On a nearby branch, a pair of peacocks spread their tails wide colors, blazing like a forgotten rainbow in the desert Sunday. Around them, tiny birds chirp and flutter, shaking raindrops from their wings, hopping between leaves still heavy with water. It's a thrilling symphony of peace, a brief pause before nature's brutal music of survival begins once more. Through the soaked grass, the African porcupine trudges forward, gnawing on roots, searching for shelter. But within that pale green patch of weeds, 2 eyes are waiting. A faint shift in the air movement, almost invisible. From the earth's damp skin, an Egyptian cobra rises. Its black, rain-slick body glistens, each motion whispering the dry hiss of death approaching. It doesn't rely on strength. It relies on silence and venom. The hood flares open. Its head sways slightly. A cold breath fills the narrow space between predator and prey. The porcupine freezes. Its breathing slows. Each quill stiffens 1,000 tiny spheres braced for impact. The gap narrows only a few handspans between life and death. Then, a strike. Venom sprays through the air, a perfect arc of death drawn across the wind. But the porcupine twists at the last heartbeat. The venom streaks across its back, hissing as it hits the damp sand. Then, the counterattack. Its tail lashes out, quills cutting through the air and driving deep into the cobra's neck. A sharp hiss echoes. The two bodies coil together, a clash of poison and armor. The snake constricts, twisting, tightening, but each movement drives the barbs deeper, piercing muscle and pride alike. At last, the cobra releases, slithering away, its body mottled with wounds. Evening falls. Across the hillside, eerie laughter echoes, rough, distorted, and chilling. The hyena has caught the scent of blood. A female, over 60 kilos of muscle and bone, with jaws strong enough to crush a young elephant's leg bone. She moves slowly, deliberately, a crooked grin twisting her scarred muzzle. The smile of a scavenger who sometimes prefers the thrill of the hunt. The porcupine stands still, its breath shallow, its eyes fixed on every step she takes. The hyena pauses, bares her teeth, then charges. The impact cracks like a hammer blow, but what she bites into isn't flesh, it's armor. Dozens of quills sink deep into her lips and gums. Blood sprays from her mouth in bright, violent bursts. She howls, thrashing her head, trying to tear the pain away. The porcupine turns, strikes again, a second stab, clean and fierce. The hyena screams and bolts, stumbling into the dusk, leaving a crimson trail across the red sand. From a pile of dry stones, a small, quick, cunning shadow emerges, a mongoose. The only creature brave or reckless enough to kill a cobra with nothing but speed and wit. It moves closer, tiny eyes glinting with intelligence, watching every twitch of the porcupine's tired body. It knows the belly is the weak spot. The porcupine is weary, its breathing heavy and uneven. The mongoose waits for the perfect moment, then lunges. Its sharp teeth sink into the porcupine's leg. The porcupine cries out, whirls around, its tail lashing sideways like a whip. But the mongoose is too fast, it dodges, darting to the other side, ready to strike again. This time, luck abandons it. The porcupine's tail catches its flank, a quill drives deep, piercing through soft skin. The little predator screeches in agony, rolling in the dust before disappearing into the brush, leaving behind only a fading whimper. Another victory. But the porcupine is no longer whole. Night falls. The moonlight spills cold and silver over the savanna. In the darkness, a pair of golden eyes moves, a leopard. It makes no sound. It doesn't need to. Every step it takes is death approaching on silent pause. The porcupine hears the whisper of grass behind it, turns, and the leopard is already there, low and sleek, muscles rippling like coiled steel. One leap. The porcupine arches its back. The impact crashes like two worlds colliding. The leopard's jaws clamp down, but instead of flesh, it finds a forest of quills. Blood splashes across its face, its own blood. The porcupine rolls, striking backward, quills driving deep into the predator's chest. Both tumble down the slope. Dust and blood rise together in the moonlight. The leopard staggers up, eyes burning with rage and fear. It lunges one last time, but the porcupine spins, every quill standing tall in defiance. The final strike lands. A muffled roar, then silence. The leopard, a symbol of grace and power, lies still in the sand. The porcupine stands trembling, its body bleeding, armor shattered in places, but still, it stands. The small warrior has faced 5 of nature's deadliest hunters and lived. Beneath the tree, the porcupine rests, its eyes half closed. When the sun peaks, the porcupine rises. The wind erases its steps, but the savanna remembers. True strength lives in the will that never falls.